Hi, I'm Neil from Beechwood Tree Care, and unfortunately one of our customers has been targeted by a scam which is directly set up to defraud Beechwood Tree Care customers, and it's cost them a couple of £1,000. And I really want to explain to you how it occurred and how you can avoid it happening in the future. There are just some horrible people out there who do nasty things, and I'm lost for words, but let's go through how it happens and how you can avoid it. So our customer had a quotation from us, was happy to go ahead with the works, and they were trying to pay their deposit. But unfortunately they were struggling with the technology and they couldn't pay their deposit online. So they decided to call us, and that's where they got caught up in the scam. So we think the gentleman got scammed because when he couldn't pay his deposit, he did a Google search. He can't entirely remember what he did, but we think he did a Google search, as I've just done here, and up comes our website, as you can see. And as you scroll down, you'll see that we've got 2 Google review sites. There's a Trustpilot. You can look at our accounts at Company House. That's one of our competitors. You can see us on Facebook. And then there are a couple of other sites which appear to be us. So you have this one here. We get complaints about the standard of these people's work, but we haven't come across any scams. They're sort of trading on our name. This is our Trustpilot reviews, and then there's this one here which says it's Beechwood Tree Care, but the site is beechwoodtreecare.com, but not written like the beech tree, written like the beach you'd go to and sit by the sea. If you go to this website, this is the number that the gentleman rang. And what happened when he rang and said, I'm having trouble paying my deposit, is they said, don't worry, no problem, we'll send someone round to collect a cheque. We would never do this, but unfortunately, it obviously sounded legitimate. And they came round, they asked for the cheque to be put in their personal name, and they've cashed the cheque for a couple of £1,000, and he's heard nothing from them since. The only time that he knew he'd been scammed is when he then called us, I guess, from the number on our paperwork, and said, I haven't heard anything about when you're going to book a date in for me to do the work. This is just, as far as I can tell, a website that is entirely pretending to be us and just targeting, trying to get legitimacy by trading under our company name. So we know the gentleman ran this name. If you go to their contact page, they've got a Reading number, but when you look at their maps, they're in Southampton, and down here in Worthing. Doesn't really make sense, but generally you can see that it looks like a legitimate website, but you need to be really, really careful. There are some horrible people out there doing horrible things, and in this case, they've deprived an elderly gentleman of a couple of £1,000. And it seems, I don't know, we've not come across anybody else that's been caught out by this scam, but we would hate for any of our customers to be caught out by this in the future. So when you're looking for us, we are just beechwoodtreecare.co.uk. It now wants to send me to the dodgy ones because I've been looking at them too much. And you'll see all of our branding, you'll see all of our trucks. And anytime you see a Beechwood employee, they will be in a branded company vehicle, they'll be in branded clothing. And if something doesn't seem right, please don't hand over any money. It probably isn't right, and there's something amiss. No Beechwood employee will be upset with you for saying, actually, I want to have a think about this. I want to take some time to make sure that I feel comfortable. It really is abhorrent what's happened to this gentleman, and I would hate for it to happen to anybody else. Thanks for watching the video. I'm really sorry that this has occurred, and I'm really upset that this gentleman has lost his money. Please remember these friendly Beechwood faces, remember our uniforms and our branded trucks, and that we will never be offended if you say, I need to take a little bit of time to think about this. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't.